Hey there, welcome to another episode of DOCasts. In this episode, we're going to smell the roses, and we're going to take a snapshot. So we have Vista CP set up and ready to go. We can start pointing our domains to it, getting some web services set up, getting some accounts going, getting some packages going. Before we do anything like that, what I recommend doing is powering down your droplet, jumping into DigitalOcean, and taking advantage of their snapshot section. So what we'll do is we'll jump back into terminal. I'm logged in as my root user. As an example, I'll just go ahead and I'll log out, and then I'll log in as John here. All right, so John, and we're going to use that port that we set up in the previous video here. So port 3904. I'll log in as myself and provide my password. And what we're going to do is we're just going to shut down our droplet here. So we're going to use shutdown H for halt, and we're going to do it right now. And of course, we need to be root to do that. So because we gave John administrative privileges, we just add sudo in front of that command. Press enter, add our password in here, and then it's going down for halt. And now what that's going to allow us to do is it's going to allow us to jump into DigitalOcean and create that snapshot. So let's go ahead and go back into Safari, and if we refresh the page, we'll see that our droplet is down because it's offering to boot our droplet. Before we do that, we'll go ahead and we'll create a snapshot. This snapshot will be Vista CP initial, and what that basically means for me, you can name it whatever you want to, is this is the initial setup and installation. We've got everything from ClamAV installed, Spam Assassin installed. We added a new user known as John. You can add it whatever user you want to. We added a specific port to log into via the SSH configuration, and we installed Vista CP. So all that's set up. We've got everything ready to go. By adding a snapshot like this, we can fire it up in the future and have all of this set up. We don't have to wait for half an hour to an hour to set up all those things that we just did. We don't have to redo it. Just make sure you keep track of all the logins that you've created, and don't give any of those logins to anybody you don't trust, especially if you're going to be firing this up again and again in the future. But do keep in mind that you may want to go ahead and run through changing the passwords for individual droplets after you fire them up. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move forward with Vista CP initial. We'll take the snapshot, and we'll see that it's processing. So I'll go ahead and I'll come back when it's done processing, and we'll continue. All right, now that the snapshot has taken place, you'll notice that DigitalOcean went ahead and it powered up our droplet automatically for us. And what we can do is we can take a look at the snapshots here. We'll see that the snapshot has been created. We can restore from a snapshot if necessary, and we can take a look at the images here. If I scroll to the bottom of my images, we'll see we have Vista CP initial has been created. And if we wanted to, we could create a droplet. We'll enter in a host name here, and we'll add the droplet that we used originally. And then we'll go down to select the region that it was created at initially. Go to my images, and you'll see that Vista CP initial can now be chosen. So if we choose that, add our SSH keys, and then you can create the droplet and fire it up and get it ready to go really quickly for a client, or if you're going to be using this for yourself. So that's really cool, and I do recommend you doing this now, especially before going into securing your droplet even further. It's just because having this initial setup going, if you do mess anything up while setting up these security layers and protection even more, you don't have to start all the way from the beginning again. You can start midway through and then take a snapshot once you have all those security settings applied to your system. And this just adds an extra layer of redundancy so you don't have to repeat yourself. And if you're a web developer or a developer of any kind, you may believe in the concept of dry, which is do not repeat yourself. And this, of course, will help you not repeat yourself. I hope the recommendation in this information helps. If you have any questions, recommendations, or comments, do leave them below in the comments. I'm sure other members would love to hear from you as well. Thanks for watching another episode of DOCasts. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing your comments below.